Hello everybody, welcome to R&B Reviews and welcome to what I'm hoping is the first in a series of segments, which is Ask Rob, where you, the viewers and subscribers, get to ask me questions. Well, I want to thank all of you that sent me questions from the promo video. There were, I believe, 5 people that sent me questions, and I'm going to read them for you right here and now. So let us begin. The first question comes from Jared Griffiths. What are your thoughts on the 1994 Little Rascals movie, the 2012 Three Stooges movie, a Laurel and Hardy reboot movie called For Love or Mummy, and a movie inspired by the Marx Brothers called Brain Donors, if you've seen those movies? Okay, well, Jared, I hate to kind of disappoint you, but the only movie that I saw was the Three Stooges movie from 2012. I have seen the trailer for that Laurel and Hardy movie, and I have seen the clips from Brain Donors, but I have not seen them. Here's what I kind of feel like with these so-called reboots with these famous comedy teams or whatever, is that the original performers, like the Three Stooges or Stan Laurel, Oliver Hardy, the Marx Brothers, they spent years working on their timing and the experience and personalities into these roles, and they spent decades perfecting their craft. It's really hard to, in my opinion, to recreate something from the past, because the original performers, like I said, they spent years and working things out. They did trial and error and so forth, while these people, they try to come in there and try to recreate it the best they can, but there's always something off. To me, it's like when a Muppet performer passes away, like Jim Henson or Jerry Nelson. You get new performers, keeping the character going, but there's something off about it. It's like, the joke about the wrong sounding Muppets. They got the voice down, they got the personality, but there's something different. It's because the original people, I think, sometimes put themselves in there and everything. So, now, to answer your question about the Three Stooges movie, I didn't think it was a torturous movie. I thought it was a fine tribute to the team. I like that they did the old gags and they did some new twists on them. But I thought the real Three Stooges were much better in short subject format than in features, like especially later on when Curly Joe joined the team and they made nothing but feature films. I kind of had the same feeling with this reboot movie. The filmmakers did try to update the gags to fit the modern world, and the actors, I think, got the ingredients of the personalities down, as well as, making the characters their own as well. It's funny and it's a fine tribute, but I felt like it dragged a bit. So that's my take on the movies that you just asked, Jared. I know I rambled on a little bit there, sorry, but I hope I answered your question. Tevya Smolka has, I believe, 4 questions here. Tevya's first question is, I'm just wondering, what video games and TV shows are you looking forward to in 2020? I hate to disappoint you, Tevya, but I don't play video games and I don't watch TV. Unfortunately, I don't really have time in my personal life to commit to watching a series. The last time, actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about it in your next question. The last time I committed myself, I'll just get to that question right now, which is question 2. I'm just wondering, what are your favorite movies and TV shows and video games from the past decade? Basically, the last time I committed myself to a TV show was when the show Sleepy Hollow, which I believe came out earlier in the decade. I watched the first season with my sister, younger sister, and my mom every week, and then something came up where I couldn't watch it, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just go on, I think at the time it was on Hulu or something, and I'm like, when I got time, I'll just go watch it. And then time went on, and then the second season started, and I still hadn't finished the first season, and I'm like, screw this, I'm not going to do it. So unfortunately, I just don't feel like I'm so busy, I just don't have the time to commit to watching a TV show. Recently, I binge watched Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries that came out in 2012. It's a mystery show about a flapper who solves mysteries in Australia. I highly recommend that show. Now, with your question about my favorite movies, and as I mentioned, I don't play video games, so I can't answer that question. Now, favorite movies of this last decade. Some of them included Stan and Ollie, Zootopia, Ex Machina, Silver Linings Playbook, the movie Lawless, which I thought was overlooked. The Descendants with George Clooney was another one. I also enjoyed the Paddington movies, and I wish they had a bigger following in the US because I thought they were very good family films. Wolf of Wall Street I enjoyed. Midnight in Paris, The King's Speech, sue me, King's Speech, I love that movie. And Scott Pilgrim vs. the World were among my favorites. Tevia's third question, I'm just wondering, what are your plans for this virus? Well, right now I'm still required to go to work in my occupation, so I'm just going to try my best to wash my hands, use hand sanitizer, try to limit contact the best I can. I've also been reading books. I'm working on converting some VHS to MP4 file in case the day comes where there's no VHS players or DVD players. I'll still have some of my movies to watch in that format, and just relax on my days off. That's all I can do. And the final question Tevye had is, I'm just wondering, what were your most anticipated movies for 2020 before this virus outbreak? I'll be honest, I really didn't give it too much thought. I guess now would have been the time where I would be preparing my summer blockbuster preview, but I really wasn't following the summer movies as of yet. But I know I was looking forward to the Black Widow movie, the new Wonder Woman movie, and the new James Bond movie, No Time to Die. So, well, I can't wait to see those movies when they come out, hopefully later this year. Rob the Movie Collector. Hey Rob, I'm Rob too. Isn't that cool? Rob the Movie Collector said, had two questions. What are your favorite classic black and white movies? We'll be here forever. You got a couple hours? No. Some of my favorite black and white movies, I can't say I have one favorite. I have like a little bit of a list of them, but I can give you some of them. Like one of my favorite black and white movies is a Marx Brothers comedy called Animal Crackers, My Man Godfrey, The Thin Man, Little Caesar, Sherlock Jr. with Buster Keaton, Psycho, and the 1931 version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, just to name a few. His second question is, what are your favorite animated movies? Again, I don't have a favorite. I do have a list, but some of them include the recent Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man film that came out last year, Nightmare Before Christmas, the Disney Aladdin, the original Lion King, 101 Dalmatians, and The Rescuers Down Under, just to name a few. The next question comes from Christopher Valencia. First, he asks, where did you get that haircut? It looks like your worst cowlick is on the right-hand corner. I happen to like my hair, Chris. I think it looks really nice, and I like it short. That way I don't have to get a haircut every couple of months. I get it every 4 months. You know, I like it more than having it long. But thank you for your concern, but yeah. His question regarding movies is, how many movies do you currently have in your collection? Last time I checked, I have roughly 60 DVDs. I'm not counting VHS. Right now, as I mentioned in a previous video, I am in the process of downsizing. There's movies I realize that I don't watch, so I've been watching them and deciding whether to keep them or get rid of them. And I have gotten rid of a few of them that I know that I'm not going to cry over, you know, not owning, and I've traded them in, got some money for it, and saved them up. But yeah, that's about what I have. The Whatever channel asked, what do you think of the Carol Burnett show sketch, The Interrogator? Now, for those of you that are not familiar, the Carol Burnett show was a popular variety show that aired in the U.S. from, I believe, 1967 to 1978, starring, of course, the comedian Carol Burnett, where they did comedy sketches. This particular sketch is about a prisoner of war played by Lyle Wagner, who recently passed away. He's being held for questioning by some German soldiers during World War II, and they're played by Harvey Korman and Tim Conway. This particular sketch is silly humor at its finest, and it has stuff that you don't really see in TV sketches anymore, like Saturday Night Live and what have you. For example, there's double talk involving making a foreign language sound silly. Nobody does that anymore, and Harvey Korman does this when he plays a sadistic interrogator. There was another comedian named Sid Caesar who did this a lot on his 1950s TV shows, Your Show a Show and Caesar's Hour, so I highly recommend checking out those double talk sketches with him. But Harvey Korman and Tim Conway deliver lines in a hilarious way, and while I was watching this, I was debating, about the theory about whether it's the writing that makes the comedy or whether it's the delivery. Because I know comedian Ed Wynn, who was a big popular stage comedian in the 1930s and the 1920s, said that comedians doesn't say funny things, they say things funny. But I think Tim Conway is a master of doing that in this particular sketch. What I liked about this sketch also was I didn't know what direction this sketch was going to take. It has twists and turns that you don't see coming, and it features a lot of surprises, which adds to the laughter. What did surprise me about this sketch is that it's 12 minutes. You don't see 12-minute sketches anymore. Most sketch shows like Saturday Night Live, they do it within 3 to 5 minutes normally. I thought the sketch was funny. I do think that if the sketch were done today, it would probably be tightened a little bit more. I think it did slow down in spots, but for the most part, I liked it. All right, well, that's my that's all the questions I have for the moment. So thank you guys for submitting your questions, and if anybody else or even you guys would like to submit more questions, I'll try to answer those and get a video up next Monday. So feel free to if I don't get any more questions in, well, then I guess that's it. So thank you very much for participating. I hope I answered your questions very well, and if you liked the video, please hit the like button. Please consider being a subscriber and put these questions in the comment box below. All right, thank you very much for watching.